Do you like pizza in the Omaha area? Well, you're tuned in to the exclusive pizza podcast of the Omaha metropolitan area with Owen Godberson and Matt Kirkle. It's a slice of heaven with Owen and Matt. Welcome into the first edition of A Slice of Heaven with Owen and Matt. I'm Owen.
I'm Matt.
And this is A Slice of Heaven podcast, where we review all the best pizza places in Omaha, starting with Lighthouse Pizza, one of the most hyped pizza places in Omaha. I heard great things about this. I've had it once, and I was disappointed.
Why were you disappointed?
I got the buffalo chicken. I was not impressed with the spiciness of the buffalo. Like, I couldn't even taste any buffalo. The cheese was really hard. Like, it was almost like string cheese, trying to get it to pull it apart. It's just, the crust also wasn't that great for me. The sauce, not a huge fan.
You're one of those guys. When it comes to buffalo chicken pizza, I'm not worried about the spiciness of the buffalo chicken. I'm worried about the tangy flavor.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
Okay, that's fair then. I thought you were saying it wasn't spicy enough, and that's why you had a
No,
problem.
it's just, like, I didn't taste any of the buffalo in
That's
the buffalo
fair.
chicken. It literally just tasted like a chicken pizza, and I was like, this is disappointing and boring. But I'm open-minded with any pizza. It's like I always say, pizza's a lot like sex. Even when it's bad, it's still pretty good.
There's a lot of stuff you say that I kind of just want to shake my head and walk away, but that's a fairly reasonable outlook on eating pizza.
It's an optimist view of pizza. Now, for those who have never had Lighthouse, they are monstrosity of pieces. Like, one piece is a good, 8-9 inches across.
That's friendly too.
Yeah, it could easily have been a foot. Like, we each got a slice. We got a slice of macaroni and cheese pizza, which has Alfredo, it has chicken, it's got the macaroni on it. It looks delicious. And then we got a regular slice of cheese, just to kind of get that base layer on there. And, we got two slices. We ripped them in half, and we each have a slice of each in front of us, and they're still monsters.
I honestly think I'm not going to finish both of them. I think we're going to get decent. We're going to try to.
Yeah.
See, the thing about eating lots of food is you got to breathe.
Yeah.
There's a lot of breathing technique that goes into it. So I'm going to try to, get that room in there, create some room, because the goal is to finish both of them. But I'm going to also going to point out these pieces are huge. They are absolutely ginormous.
For reference, I held a slice to my head before we went into the studio, and my head's fairly large, both metaphorically, as in I have a big ego, and literally as my cranium is large. It was easily bigger.
I'm excited.
I'm pumped. Now, Matt, you have a few fun facts about Lighthouse Pizza?
Yeah, the creators of Lighthouse Pizza, they're both West Side graduates. Lighthouse Pizza, not West Side. West Side did not open in 2012. Lighthouse opened on Pacific in 2012, and the angle that they took to try to make Lighthouse different was they took the approach of they wanted to cater to people like us, college students. Lighthouse Pizza, their deliveries up until 2 a.m., so they're out super late. They're open super late, so you can drive through if you wanted to go through there. They really cater to young students who are up late, and I like that creative approach that they take. Instead of typical pizza places that close at about 11, they want to take, and they also kind of coined the pizza and fries kind of combo.
That when I was in there. I saw somebody eating pizza and fries, and I was really confused.
You don't see a lot of places do that, too, and I think that's one thing that makes Lighthouse different, and I'm kind of glad that we chose this for our first podcast, because it looks great. I've had Lighthouse only once, and I was really impressed. I got the barbecue chicken pizza. That was really, really good. But I'm excited to eat this, and I've never had macaroni and cheese pizza, too, and I'm really intrigued.
Now, do we want to go mac and cheese first, or do we want to go cheese first?
I
think we get the warm-up in with the cheese. Light warm-up in.
I was going to say the same thing. You got to start with the base flavor, kind of get an idea of what we're dealing with here.
Cheers.
Cheers. The first thing I noticed was the cheese, and it wasn't too greasy, because for me, one thing that's a huge kick for me is I don't like really greasy pizza, because you got to deal with it. It's on your hands are all shiny, it gets all over your mouth, and you look like crap. So that's the first thing I noticed, is it's the perfect amount of grease where it still makes you feel American, but it doesn't make you want to throw up.
The flavor of the cheese is really good. The sauce, it's not too much sauce, but it's also, it's got that sweet bit that you always like in a pizza. It's thin, so, it depends on my mood. I love Chicago-style deep dish pizza. Giordano's pizza will forever have my heart. I like a good thin slice of pizza sometimes, but now, the defining moment, the crust.
You got the crust is a big thing for me too, because there are ways you can mess up crust, and I think it's really easy to mess up crust, and I think a lot of pizza places do mess up crust.
It's a bit burnt on my end. No, I'm not too worried about that. I like that extra bit of crisp in there. Nice coloring to it. It's golden brown, a little bit of black on the edges is what I was talking about with the burn.
Yep, and see, I'm a little different from you. I like that little, almost a charcoal burn to it, because it makes you taste that it was cooked really well. Now that being said, I hate a burnt crust, but I think this is the perfect amount of burnt where I compare it to Zio's Pizza. Zio's Pizza is a place that I love in Omaha, and I'd say the crust is very similar. One thing I also want to say is the marinara sauce on here is great.
Impeccable.
Because that's another big thing that you got to look in pizza. Marinara sauce is hard to mess up. I think it's kind of hard to mess that up. But I think
when it's bad, it's bad.
It's really bad.
Now, for those who don't know, Lighthouse comes with like these individual little sauce packets. I cannot tell you what is in this sauce. But as a big Raising Cane sauce fan, I'm intrigued.
I've had this sauce once. Not sure what it's called, but it's sweeter. I like it a lot.
It tastes almost like Chipotle Ranch, but it's a lot sweeter than Chipotle Ranch usually is.
It is very much like a ranch kind of dipping sauce.
I like it.
I think it works really well with the cheese pizza. I'll be interested to see if it works just as well with the macaroni pizza.
All right, so we've talked about everything with this pizza. It's pretty good.
I say we got to give it our grades right now.
I would give it a solid 7.6 out of 10. Maybe a little lower. That might be a little generous, but it's a good pizza.
See, it's hard to grade cheese pizza in my opinion, because I do think it was a great idea to start with cheese because we get that base taste. But my roommate says it really well. He goes, cheese pizza is literally just cheese bread.
Yeah.
Like it's literally like if you ordered a side of cheese bread with your pizza, he's like, it's literally cheese bread. And I thought about it one day and I was like, it really is just cheese bread. So I'd say it's hard for a cheese pizza to be wrong. I would give it a similar grade.
Yeah.
I would say about a 7.5 out of 8. I've had better, but this is still extremely good.
All right, now for the main event, macaroni and cheese. It's got that nice little mix of macaroni noodles, the chicken, the Alfredo sauce instead of marinara. Oh, it just looks so good.
I'm really excited. Like, I've never had a pizza like this before, like that's kind of creative like this, like a macaroni and cheese style pizza. So this is a moment of truth for me.
Oh, my God.
Delicious.
It's kind of hitting. It's a war on all fronts right now. Because you got the smokiness of the bacon. The cheese is great. The Alfredo sauce, you can never go wrong with a good Alfredo sauce. And then the chicken just adds that little bit of protein, like, meaty flavor to it.
That's what I was about to say. The smoky flavor of the chicken is what I feel like complements this best. I've only had one bite, but I'm literally, the next time I go here, I'm getting this.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is incredible. The chicken really does add that compliment. I haven't tasted enough of the mac and cheese portion of it yet, so I haven't really gotten a feel of that. But after one bite, I'm a fan.
The macaroni is good. Look, I can't tell if they're, like, cooked macaroni or not. Like, obviously it's raw, but I don't know if there's any, like, seasoning to it. It's good. Oh, man.
Now, have you tried a bite yet with the dipping sauce?
I have not.
I think it almost ruins it a little bit. Not a ton.
Let's find out.
I mean, it doesn't, like, make it taste bad, but I think it's almost better without the sauce.
It's 100% better without the sauce.
And it's funny because with the cheese pizza, I was a really big fan of the sauce. I thought that they complemented each other well, but maybe it's just the barbecue, or not the barbecue, the
Alfredo.
the Alfredo, the chicken, all that together. I don't think it goes well with this. But that being said, this pizza's phenomenal. I'm blown away, and I've now opened a new door in my life to something that will make me happy, especially at 2 a.m.
Now, I've had mac and cheese pizza before, but it is just strictly macaroni and cheese on the pizza from Toppers. It's good. Don't get me wrong.
But it's not this.
This one's class.
See, I think that's a really good way to describe it. It kind of makes you feel a little bit better as a person because
Sophisticated pizza.
Exactly, because you can get normal mac and cheese pizza anywhere, except like the really mainstream places like Little Caesars. But like, if you go to a nice sit-down pizza place, you can get mac and cheese pizza anywhere. You can't get mac and cheese pizza that's got Alfredo, bacon, chicken on top of it. I mean, this is like without the pizza. Let's say it was just chicken, mac and cheese, bacon, and Alfredo sauce in like a bowl. I'd be a fan.
I'm in.
I'm taking spoons and forks, all kinds of utensils. I'm going in.
I'll even take a whisk.
I don't know if I'll take a whisk. I'd try a whisk.
Yeah, that might be a good.
I'd try taking a whisk in there.
Hopefully it'll, whisk you away to that magical wonderland.
All right, you're losing me. You're losing me, man.
We're getting to the tail end here, both of our pizzas and of our podcast. We've devoured these.
Ooh, really fast. 10 out of 10. 11 out of 10.
11 out of 10.
11 out of 10. I think this was incredible.
That's what I was just about to ask the rating.
Mhm.
11.
Ultimately, this slice of pizza has blown me away. And I feel, especially with all this homework I have to do tonight, I feel a little bit more relaxed, maybe a little rejuvenated a little bit.
I give it a solid 9.3.
Not going to give it a 10. Not going to give it a perfect 10.
I can't. I've had a perfect 10 pizza once in my life, and it was Giordano's when I was 10 and fat. And I devoured almost an entire one of those bad boys. It had pizza, Italian sausage, and I want to say we threw Canadian bacon on there to appease my brother, and oh my God.
You can't go wrong with meat pizza.
No.
Like meat-filled pizza.
No.
You just can't mess that up, I feel like.
I'm not a huge Canadian bacon guy. It accentuated it to a nice extent on that Giordano's pizza. That's the only 10 out of 10 I've ever had. But this one, very good. Lighthouse pizza, macaroni and cheese pizza, 9.3 for me. The cheese pizza, 7.5.
I had 11 out of 10 for the mac and cheese pizza. Cheese pizza, I'd say I had about a 7.5 as well.
Now, let us know on Twitter at Owen_Godberson and
At Matt Kirkle, all lowercase, no underscores, no anything.
when you try the Lighthouse pizza, the cheese or the mac and cheese or any other pizza on their menu, go ahead and let us know what you thought of it on Twitter, and we'll see you guys next time right here on A Slice of Heaven with Owen and Matt.
Pizza. 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 I love pizza. 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 Pizza, pizza, pie.